boil it down. What are the fun parts of it? And
Right.
he helped me find that.
What is your story?
I'm the college boy, I'm the college boy who founded his own fraternity and was very involved at the university. And that was basically Tennessee boy, but kind of different. I preach about advocacy. I believe in diversity is so important. And,
I love that. I believe in that too.
and so that was just kind of my thing. I'm a Tennessee boy, from a red state, and but still I'm very though, I lean in the moderate side of things. I still understand that to be a better country, better people, we need to have diversity and things that some people might not agree about. So,
Right.
Back at school, I fought for a lot of things that were controversial kind of things with students. So we have a big thing called Sex Week, Shout out to Sex Week. And if you're watching right now, y'all should look up your Sex Week at UTK and see what new ways you can help provide for it. So basically at the University of Tennessee, in Tennessee, and stop me if I get boring, by the way, I go on tangents.
I like this. I asked.
Our K-12 sexual education program is basically abstinence,
What is? I'm confused with that whole sentence.
So from preschool to like 12th grade in all of the state of Tennessee, the curriculum that's supposed to be taught in regards to sexual education is abstinence.
Don't have
sex,
sexual
and
activity.
we basically sign a paper when we're in 5th, 6th grade that I will never have sex till I'm married. That what we found in studies, that's just that's not going to stop it. People will have sex, and so kids, if you're in public school system within the state of Tennessee and probably in private schools, you're not learning anything about sexual education.
Right.
So when you're coming to college and you want to experiment things like that, there was no resources for you.
Right.
And the university, and not just University of Tennessee, but other universities all around, have not done a very good job of providing these type of resources for students. So a student group came out called SEAT. It's a Sexual Empowerment for Advancement for Tennesseans.
Cool.
An incredible group of students who put these things together. And what they did was they put on this event called Sex Week. And this week, what it was for, though it was an inflammatory word, people were like, oh, people are having sex. They brought in people who had master's degrees and other people from different various fields. And some people who were, came from more, we had some drag stars come from like RuPaul's drag show. They came, so people from there, and each day there would be a specific event to talk about sexual education. So that could go from BDSM. That could be just talk about what is consent, things like that. And this was a place for students to learn about it, taught by students, but also brought in by other people.
Right. I love that.
Exactly. And so the thing is, though, within our university, many other universities, you usually have an allocation committee for certain student programming can be funded. So we have programming on our campus, and unlike many other campuses, but like some other campuses, our students put on the programming. So different events. So if we have a big festival, students put it on. We get funding from the university, but we have to put it on kind of like a file and ask for it. And the school will allocate amount of funding to different organizations.
Got it.
So now the history of Sex Week, which is, I think it's in the 6th year or 7th year right now. And I want to say it started in 2013 maybe or 2014. I'm a little iffy on the years right now. It's been a while. So essentially what happened was that it happened, they put it on. However, we had a lot of people, it got the rise of Fox News and other news outlets, and some people started to generalize it being like, these people are just having sex on balconies, things like, they were trying to make it demonize it. And we had many people within our Tennessee state legislature really come down on the university for that.
Wow.
So what happened, and I want to say in 2015, was that the Tennessee legislature defunded the university around a good amount of money. And I don't want to say the exact money because I can't remember exactly, but it was, I believe, potentially in the millions or close to $1 million. Wow. They redirected that money to minority scholarships within the engineering field. However, they took away the diversity Office of Diversity Inclusion.
Whoa.
And so this is a big thing because we are the only SEC school, Southeastern Conference school, which includes Vanderbilt, Auburn, Kentucky, all those big state schools in the South who didn't have a diversity and inclusion office.
Whoa.
This was a huge hit because that means that certain things would not be really funded anymore or be pushed for. So one thing being our Pride Center, that it was not funded, it could not be funded by state funds. So our Pride Center is the area where one of our LGBTQ plus students would stay around, and it's a place where they felt safe.
Right.
Because a lot of times, sadly as it is, we had a lot of students who did not feel safe on campus and who got harassed, whether that was for the race, religion, but many times their sexual orientation.
Right.
And so especially in a culture, where some people are just not about it.
Yeah.
And so SEAT really tried to push for that, but then SEAT got under fire because this was causing all that. And the Tennessee legislature put on legislation against SEAT. Things happen here and there, but what happened was you can't really, it's a First Amendment issue where you can't say no to you can't say no to providing money to a student organization on the basis that you don't agree with what it does, However, now what's going on is that there's been movement to potentially take no longer will there be student programming. Allocation of money will not be given to student organizations. And that way they can go around that and they can figure out a different way. They'll still provide it, and the university, which might be beneficial, will provide their own sexual education programs. But there's been a lot of attacks from the outside media on Sex Week. And seek to organize. So long story short, I worked with other student leaders on campus to try to push that our university, our legislature, and other people around provide money for SEAT and other things like that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. And so then we had other incidences, like we had a blackface incident. Are you familiar with blackface?
I mean, yeah, I know what it is. Yeah. That's horrible.
And we had a blackface incident where
What do you mean an incident?
So basically, these students were taking pictures of themselves and on Snapchat within a face mask, but it really wasn't a face mask, and they put that stuff on, and they also put it wasn't even just that part. It was a caption they put. One of them put hashtag. And this is what they said, or what I believe they said, because I don't want to put any slanderous things out there, but what I believe was hashtag free college, things like that, trying to talk about affirmative action. And so it was such a vile thing, and that caused a lot of issue. And our university at that point did not take action against that in the best way possible. And it's because it's a difficult situation, because the university sadly can punish you for if you drink alcohol on campus, or whether you take drugs, or if you're failing classes. However, some things like that don't classify as hate speech, therefore the university can't take action against it. So not much was done on that. And so there was a big issue about that.
But then people are pissed that nothing was done.
Students were very upset, and this was not me forming this, but it was in regards with other student leaders, and I tried to help push. We put a statement out demanding what the university should take actions, and we led a protest for it. So there was a big blackout we did, and one of our college basketball games, and that made the ESPN news, and so really putting attention to that.
That's really cool.
And so, and then we had other issues where we have this rock. It's our big thing called the rock, and people can paint anything on there, and which is amazing because we show our school spirit, things like that. However, we found out people vandalized the rock.
Yeah.
And we had one incident where we've had multiple incidents where there's been vandalism on it. But the issue is that anybody can put on it. But there was Nazi symbols they put on there and other things like that. So we had, and this was also specifically, it wasn't much before or after the Pittsburgh shooting, I think, which was September. I want to create a world in which my kids can grow up, and the people that I love, that they don't need to walk in fear or feel afraid of showing their true feelings about whether that's sexual orientation or if that's about the way they love or the way they want to do something, if skin, colors, all of that. And that's so important to me. And I feel like I have a duty because my family immigrated so far away from here to give me a better life. And there's so many people in Bangladesh who wish they could have came here. And if I don't take advantage of the benefits I've been given to me, I'm doing a discredit to the people back home in Bangladesh, to my folks. And so that's kind of just
what an amazing story, Ovi. Really.
Well, thank you, Tommy.
I love that. That's very powerful and beautiful, and you're making a difference.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I think...
and you're so young. You have so much ahead of you. Forget about it. Now, who knows what's going to happen?
Because, I am the frat guy, that idea-wise. I founded my own fraternity. But the story behind this fraternity is that I found the fraternity because I wanted a more inclusive fraternity. We're one of the few fraternities that have openly gay brothers, And I worked with other guys to make it. It wasn't just me who did that. And so, when they asked me questions about, the keggers or things like that, I was like, yeah, we had fun, things like that. But it wasn't about that. It was about the service, And that sounds super dumb. And I'm trying to break the stereotypical fraternity. We aren't your stereotypical fraternity. We're the Alpha Sigma chapter of Pi Kappa Phi. I sound like a douche saying that, but
no, but
that's I want to be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
What about you? Tell me your story. I want to hear it all.
My story is that